even though that story is not in this remarkable book, Deep Work, subtitled Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World by Cal Newport, even though that story is not in there, this one is. By the way, I'm on page 2, just down a little bit below the first line on some stories. There was an enormous debate going on how to think about the inner workings of a human life. And there was a man named Sigmund Freud, and there was a man named Carl Jung. Carl Jung taught and interacted with people, so he came up with a place, a lakeside house, Bollinger Tower. You can see the pictures on the internet. And Carl Jung would pull away for months at a time into Bollinger Tower. And he would ponder and read and write, and we ended up with Carl Jung reshaping the way we think about what happens on the inside of human beings. Or there's a man that we don't know of, he's described in the book, who had a massive project to do. It needed to be done on his laptop, and he needed no interruptions. And so he literally bought a round-trip plane ticket to Tokyo. He says, I do my best thinking and writing in a plane. And so he spent a few $1,000s for a first-class ticket, round-trip to Tokyo, and he wrote the whole way, and then he got a hotel room and spent one night, got back on the plane the next morning and flew back and wrote the whole way. And he finished all of his project on the flight. He said it was the best few $1,000s he had ever spent. Or, how about this one? There was a woman named J.K. Rowling. And she was near the end of the Harry Potter series. And her life had become a little bit hectic. And so, admittedly, she had enough money to do this. There was an old, beautiful hotel that cost $1,000 a night, and she just got the room to write in. And then she went back to the room and went back to the room and ended up having a lot of nights, but she finished Harry Potter. She might have made enough money to pay for the room, I'm not sure. Or, you got a fellow named Bill Gates, who probably got a lot accomplished and still does, and regularly he would pull out and he would do what he calls his think weeks, where he would take a stack of books, he would read them carefully, and he would ponder and think. All of that is what is called deep work. And so if you look carefully on page 2, at the bottom left in the box, here's what he defines deep work as. Deep work: professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that push your cognitive capabilities to their limit. These efforts create new value, improve your skill, and are hard to replicate. This is a book worth pondering because it will help you work better. Now look at the top of page 2. Why is this book worth our time? Number one, we are all too easily and too quickly distracted. Raise your hand if you've ever been distracted. Let's just check if this is a commonplace problem. All right? This book provides some save me from distraction tools. And by the way, if you read a book on time management 20 years ago, they would say get into your office and close the door and put up a do not disturb sign. Now the problem is you carry your iPhone and you carry your disturbances with you. That's the problem. Number two, we spend entire days, partly because of all those distractions, without doing much, even any, actual work. This book will give us strategies to avoid and overcome such distractions and get more genuine, deep work done. The ability to actually do deep work, number three, may be a major competitive advantage for you as an individual and for organizations and groups within organizations. And number four, we all need some tricks, some routines and rituals. This book offers many such tricks without making you choose this trick over that trick exclusively. This is one of the tricks I read. By the way, it comes from, are you ready? Jerry Seinfeld. And I'll tell you about it in a minute. All right, all the way back to page 3. At the bottom, I've got 4 lessons and takeaways. Number 1, aim for 96 minutes of deep work a day for a start. That's 20% of your 8-hour workday. Then aim for 4 hours a day as your ultimate goal. Number 4, do much accomplishing deep work and do some learning deep work every day and every week. Deep work, rules for focused success in a distracted world. Hope you found this useful. Thank you very much.